All right, welcome back to Always Moving Forward. I'm actually pretty excited about today. We have the Steadman Robinson's family, and then this is also our first online interview, so I'm pretty excited about that. Wanted to say hello to the Robinson family. How you guys doing? Cool. So Steadman is a former fellow YouTuber. He has a show called Steadman's House. And hey, Steadman, why don't you tell us a little bit about your show?
Well, Steadman's House is all about family vlog style, and also tech reviews. You know, I do tech reviews, what's coming up latest on the latest gear, but I keep it simple. You know, I don't want to hit people with all that numbers. If they want those kind of things, they got other YouTubers that can check it out. I'm gonna keep it. I keep tech talk simple.
All right, cool. So, and I know you do some segments with your family.
Yep, I do some segments with my family. On there we have some parts where we did a photo shoot. We also went to the beach, vacations. We do stuff like that.
All right, cool. So now, for my audience who doesn't know, tell me a little bit about your family and how many kids you guys have, and let's talk a little bit about that.
So, hi, I'm Lucy Robinson. So, we have a total of 10 children combined. So, we're a blended family, 10 children, 3 cats, 1 dog.
Wow.
So, we're a pretty big family ourselves. So, that's about
All right, cool.
a little bit.
Cool. So, I guess I should have had you introduce everybody first. So, you want to introduce them?
Yes. So, this is Noel. This is...
How's it going, Noel?
Say hi. This is Isabella, Victoria,
Hi.
Skylene, Caleb, Tatiana. There's 3 that are not here because they're at work. So
Okay.
that's why you don't see them. But there's 3 more missing.
Isaac,
Joel, and Jonah.
Okay, cool. So, and how old are the? What's the range?
Well, they range from 2 years old, which Liliana is also missing. She just went
Okay.
So from 2 years old on to 20 years old, soon to be 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how do you manage 10 kids? I have 3. So, and my 3 is a handful. So I can't imagine what it'd be like to have 10 kids.
A lot of patience. But when you come from a big family, you kind of are used to
Right.
that. So you don't know anything different. But a lot of patience, a lot of working together, and just get it done.
Right. So, what's a typical day like for you guys?
Typical day in the mornings. I pretty much, it's at 5:30 in the morning for me to get my me time. 6 o'clock, I wake the bigger kids up. 7 o'clock, I wake the middle ones up. And then, then there's one more at 8 o'clock that has to go out. So the rest of them, 3 of them stay with me.
Okay.
Home. I'm grateful for that. And then Steadman goes into his office. I kick him out every morning.
Right. Well, cool.
A good crazy.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, just watching some of your videos, I'm like, just a normal task of like just taking, the kids to the park, or, I guess for you guys going out to eat. I mean, that's got to be a pretty big ordeal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a big ordeal. It's a pretty expensive ordeal too.
Right, I can imagine.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. So.
Yes.
Right. So, so how the kids are? I mean, you had what 4 from a previous marriage, 7, and then like 3.
3 from me.
And then you guys adopted 3.
We take care of the 3 little girls. They're actually my cousin's kids. And
Okay.
right now they're going through a little bit of something, so we have them for now, temporary custody.
Right.
They're part of our family either way. So.
Okay, cool. So tell me how did that all start? I mean, like when you guys first blended your family, you brought them all in together. I mean, what was that like?
Well, they kind of we knew each other for a while before we blended.
Right.
So the kids knew each other. They were friends before that. So it was it was easy. It was easy doing it that way when everybody knew each
Right.
other and they got along already. So it made it very easy once we decided to go ahead and be together 100%. So it feels real good to have all our kids with us.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. So now you do YouTube, like you're a YouTuber. Is that like a full time gig for you, or how's that working?
I'm a full time editor and YouTube. Yes.
Okay.
I need to. When I first started out, I was going hard, and then I got hit with COVID. 2020.
Oh
I
wow.
was in the hospital for a good time, for a good long while.
Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, and after that, it was just hard to get back on the YouTube train. Plus, we were moving things, and we went from a smaller house to a bigger house, and now
Right.
trying to get my space set. Right now where we are to be able to do this full time. I do have a lot of companies that hit me up to review products, but I have to turn them down because I didn't have the space or I didn't have the means to do it. So
Right. Yeah, that's something that Cazelle and I were talking about last weekend. She's the news anchor that I brought in, who's also a social media personality. And she was talking about how now, because of the YouTube and different social medias, that you're able to make like a pretty good living off of doing that. So yeah, it's kind of it's amazing how far it's gone. With the technology.
I wish I would have jumped on it a couple years earlier, but it's never too late. It's never too late.
Right
now, YouTube is not going anywhere. It's one of the second biggest search engines that people use. So
right.
I always tell everybody, if you need something else to do with your life, hey, get on YouTube. You never know.
Right. And that's how I feel too. I feel like this is kind of the new wave of doing things. It's gonna, eventually replace television, and it seems like it's the new marketing, advertising avenue for people too. People who, don't have a lot of schooling or, that kind of a background. This kind of gives them the tools they need. And then the software. The software is, so easily accessible, like what we're using right now. I mean, before it'd been hard to do these online interviews, with some of you guys are in Pennsylvania now.
Yep, we're in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so we're in Texas. I mean, it's incredible that we're able to actually just get on and just talk to you guys now. So I think it's really cool. So and then I'm just going back to your family too, because one of the other people you guys have on your family I found is really interesting is your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your mother. I wish she was there, but tell me a little bit about your mother-in-law.
Well, that's my mama.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This Hispanic Medea.
Yeah.
She's over there in the end everywhere she goes.
Right.
In the middle.
Yeah, I've seen her in a couple of your the videos.
Yeah. She is.
She go ahead.
She keeps us on our toes. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, she's awesome. Very supportive. Love what we're doing.
Right.
Family and all that. And so, but she's also, like I said, she'll curse you out, but then pray for you in the same breath.
Right. Yeah, she seems like almost as much as a handful as your 10 kids. I don't want to say it to get you guys in trouble, but yeah, she seems like a really great person. That's I would love to have talked to her too. But well, cool. So what about the kids? How do you guys feel about having such a huge family, so many brothers and sisters?
Fun.
Feels good.
It feels good.
Yeah.
So you guys, I mean, everybody gets along and
Sometimes.
sometimes. So what's it like for you guys?
Wake up in the morning and or
Huh?
Family ways.
Like,
oh family.
Yeah, like how would
it's very fun in the house. Everybody just gets along.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
So
We play around. I don't know how to explain, especially with that.
Well, everyone pretty much gets along, except when it's that time of the friends.
right.
Two of
Yeah.
them here don't really correlate.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, I have three of them, and yeah, my three is just a handful as it is. I could not imagine having 10. Especially from the age ranges. Mine ranges from 22 to 17, so they're still pretty close. Yeah, but they're all teenagers, which makes it worse. But yeah, I mean, just having those three, at that close of age, it's just, I commend you guys to having 10 in the ranges that you have them in. That seems like a lot. Yeah, but so as a family, what kind of things do you guys I know you were talking about Steadman about some of the kids trying to take on some of the stuff like you do with different talents in the field. How's that going? Does any of them like try to do their own channel? They all trying to learn, they trying to learn that field, or what?
My oldest right now is starting to do podcasts, video podcasts.
Okay.
So we're working on that. We have a little set in the side of this office for him.
Right.
My daughter and Joelle does photography. They love photography.
Okay, cool.
So Scalene likes to act
And sing.
Oh, wow.
Two football stars right here, Noel and Caleb, looking to get them
Okay.
play football and sports like that. So none of them have yet picked up to say, hey, I want to do YouTube. You know what I mean?
Right.
They will in time, but right now they're just being kids and having a good time.
Right. And that's another thing too. I mean, each of them having their own, talents and things that they're involved in. As parents, how do you guys culture that and try to be there for each of their events? Because that's, like I said, I have three. My son plays basketball for the high school. My daughter played volleyball, and then my youngest, she's doing the kind of same thing. She helps me out with my show. So they all have their own separate, totally different personalities, just the three of them. So I know having like 10, they're all, I know they got to have all their own personalities and the things that they're into. So how do you guys foster that and try to be at like, two different events and how do you guys manage doing that?
Being that they're old enough, a lot of them handle it.
Right.
We're not too far from the school, so like when she got to go to the school to do a play or practice walks, or the guys go to the court play ball, so it's not too far.
Right.
But we're still learning that. That's still to learn of how to balance all that out. Balance all their activities. We're getting better at our calendar.
Yeah, we just started Google Calendar, believe it or not.
Yeah. Trying to keep up with all that. Yeah. So, and that's another thing too. I mean, just as parents, we're always learning and trying to grow and, to teach our kids and raise them right. And, for you, and you guys are doing that with 10, that's just, like I said, I tip my hat to you guys because that's, that's great that you guys are doing it with, with that many kids. And it looks like, I mean, they look like they're having a blast too, like, especially when you show your videos and things you guys are doing. I mean, it looks like you guys are doing a great job. I mean, so, like I said, I commend you on that. So, uh, what about I'm trying to think of how, I have so many questions that I want to ask you guys with this. So families who uh, have who are trying to blend their family together. What kind of advice would you give them?
Me personally, I would say, just show your kids, whether they're yours or not, that
Right,
they're yours. Like, never treat them any different. And just be there for one another and teach them how to be there for each other, most importantly. And to
right,
recognize that when one is down, go and uplift them. Because you never know what exactly they're going through. If they need their quiet time, learn how to separate, but also still be close enough to
right,
recognize, okay, something isn't right. So just be there, have patience. It'll work out at the end. You know, that's all I can really say. It's my
right.
yeah.
Well, I think one of the good things is since you have so many of them, is that they have each other to talk to as well. Because even younger kids, sometimes they don't want to talk to their parents, and they want to talk to friends or people their age about different things. So, like for your family, I mean, that's they have other people there too that they can share some of their struggles, or maybe something that they're going through that they probably wouldn't want to tell a parent. So I think I see that being something that's really positive. And my kids do that too. I mean, just the three of them. They'd like to rely on each other, and and confide in each other as well. So that's pretty cool.
I think what's
So
important, and not to cut you off, is to always remind your children that you yourself was also a child at one point. So,
right,
to know that you've been through what they're going through right now, and that you can guide them, not necessarily if you want to come and talk to me and you just want me to be a friend versus your parent at the time, just voice it. And that's one thing that our children do. They do voice it. They do voice and
that's
say,
good.
hey, Mom, I'm feeling this way. And if they need to curse to get it all out, I let them vent
Right,
and say it all out. Like, and just remember that you should be their friend and their parent at the same
right.
time. I think that that's always possible. I know some people don't believe it and they feel like, no, be the parent. But I feel that they need you more as a friend, also as a parent. So,
Right. And sometimes you have to, play both roles. I mean, in order to communicate with you, I agree with that. You have to sometimes remind yourself of what it was like being that age. And I think that sometimes as parents we forget that we have this grown up mindset, and we're talking to people who's going through, these kids is going through something that, especially now, some of the things that they go through, we didn't go through as kids. So just being open minded like that and be able to um, give them an opportunity to come and vent to you. I think that's great. What kind of advice would you give parents? I mean, what's the biggest advice you would give parents?
just
Listen.
yeah, listen,
Just listen.
Listen,
Listen without quick to judge.
yeah, or without
right,
quick to respond right
Respond
away.
or
Um,
anything like that. Just take your time, listen, and as a parent, take that minute yourself to breathe, because you do see the videos where we look like we're having fun, but I was considered the grumpy one in the family,
oh, really?
the angry guy in the family.
Mhm.
And so now I'm just learning to take that time and listen and breathe instead of snapping right away.
Right,
and rely on each other as parents. So when your kids are what I call throwing up on you, their
right,
situations and what they're going through in life, and you're being there for them, learn at the end of the night. What Stephen and I do is we talk about it. Oh, sorry. We talk
right,
about it and we say, hey, this is what such and such is going or feeling without technically saying it all out, because maybe the child doesn't want you to say everything to someone else.
right.
we try to go to each other and speak about our day practically every night, whether it's in the bed before bed, or whether it's in the shower while we're showering, whatever. We talk to each other too, which is what
Right.
us kind of saying too, like letting it all out.
Right.
It's important to talk. A lot of people don't think that that'll do anything, but talking, communicating, just letting each other know how we feel and what your children are feeling, and just being there for each other. It's key for everything.
Right. And I think that's the key too is communication, and especially as parents, you have to be on the same page. Like, one of the things that, like for me, my wife thinks I'm soft with the kids. You know what I mean? So my kids try to, they'll go ask her. My wife's the stern one. She's the one that, she's like, "This is what you're gonna do," or whatever, And then they'll come to me, "Hey, Dad, and I don't know that she's already given them, an answer, and they'll try to get it from me. So, I agree. It's important to be on the same page. And so, and having that many kids having that many kids, how do you guys make sure that you guys stay on the same page and that you guys are consistent across the board?
Just communication. Just communication and knowing, what would mom say?
Right.
So we go to each other. So, for example, and we also have little family meetings every now and again. If we feel like something's getting out of hand, we do have our family meeting, bring it to the table, and get it all out. But if a child comes, for example, to Steadman and say, "Hey, Dad, can such and such," and he'll be like, "Did you tell mom first?" And then they'll come to me and be like, "Well, did you talk to him first?"
Right.
Vice versa. Or we'll text each other while the child is asking, "Hey, did you know that such and such is?" And we'll either one of us will know.
That's good. That's good, and it just helps keep it consistent too. So that's great advice for any parent. So let me. I want to go back. How did you guys meet?
Church.
In church? Okay, cool.
Man.
So what was that like? I mean, you gotta tell us your story. What?
Well, pretty sure it wasn't a nice one. Let's just put it like that. We were both going through our issues, both through our divorces, and of course, when that happens, nobody likes us.
Yeah.
And, things were just like being thrown at us. First of all, we were all just friends. We barely saw each other except church, and we were being accused of being together, which we weren't. But they will always and forever think that. But at the end of the day, the divorce happened. The funny thing is, I said to his mom, I said, "I'm tired of being accused." I said, "Well, my divorce is completely final. I'm being with your son."
Wow.
So it was made as a joke, and it actually happened, actually. So here we are.
Cool. And how long have you guys been together now?
7 years.
7?
Yeah.
Wow. That's good. That's good. And then, so when you guys first met, your kids already knew each other, and you guys, they were already friends with each other. They all went to church together. So what was it like when you guys first started dating? How did the kids take that? I mean, going from friends, and then now they're like, "Hey, our parents are seriously thinking about getting married and getting into a relationship." How the kids first react to that?
At first, I didn't. At first, I did not like it.
At first, you didn't like it. Were you friends with some of the friends, your brothers and?
With Caleb.
I got along with everybody, so to me, it was just, I really didn't care. I didn't mind it.
But she was only 3 when it all
Exactly.
happened.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty young. Yeah.
They were pretty young when it happened.
Okay.
It was, she was mad. Well, first of all, this is my only daughter from my end. This
Okay.
is his daughter from his end.
Right.
So she was Daddy's little girl. So when another girl came into the picture, it's like, no, that's my daddy.
Right. Right.
She didn't know any better because she was little and she played with everyone. Like,
Right.
it's whatever to her. But
So, and that's kind of, that's natural too. I mean, natural reaction. So, at what point do they start? I don't want to say accepted, but start getting, getting along and realizing that that could be a good thing that they have these brothers and sisters and
When we moved to Georgia,
no, not you. And they moved permanently with us.
Oh,
when
us?
they permanently moved with us.
See, at first, in the beginning of our relationship, my kids weren't with me all the time.
okay,
They were with me when, summer and every other Christmas or every other Thanksgiving.
right,
And, then they started being with me 100%. But that's when we were living in Georgia, and I think that's when they all just realized, hey, it's not a summer thing anymore. It's permanent. They're gonna be here. They're all gonna get along.
We purposely moved into a 2-bedroom apartment and had them all sleep in one room. While we
oh
slept.
wow,
So
So they all get along.
they all
yeah,
that was fun.
wow. So one of the things that you mentioned in one of your videos is how the pandemic affected you guys. So tell me how did that affect you, especially with everything being shut down and now you got a house full of people that essentially can't go anywhere. What was that like for you guys?
Well, you're always in your room all day. But the way it affected us the worst was Steadman having to be in the hospital. We almost lost him.
Yeah.
And we realized how serious COVID really was until that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like at that moment where everyone was like, yeah, we need to stay strong for each other and be there for each other more now than ever. So we pretty much started valuing each other more, I would say, and taking each other more serious than when we realized that happened.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, we always try to do family things together, always try to do family dinners, always try to be together. So it was when he wasn't in the picture that it was like, it feels different.
Right. And that's got to be difficult on both of you too, because like I had a kidney transplant, so I almost died like 3 times in 1 year, and my wife was surprised I even made it out because my first dialysis I ended up having a heart attack. Luckily, I was in the hospital when I had the heart attack, and then a month later I went to septic shock from whenever the doctors went to clean the port for my dialysis. They didn't clean it properly, so it got infected, and I ended up in ICU. So like 3 times in I don't know, probably about 3 months, I almost died. So I can imagine, my wife had 3 kids and she was worried about it. So I can imagine what it was like for you. One, Steadman, you being in a hospital, and knowing that you're not there to be able to take care of your kids during that time, and you're fight for your life as well. Well, so tell me kind of what you were feeling at that time.
Well, honest with you, I was feeling like I shouldn't be more grumpy. I should be more enjoying life.
Right.
Children. When I didn't have them all, I prayed to have them all.
Right.
I prayed God to be able to let me be able to be there with my children and raise them. And I feel like God saying, all right, I gave you the opportunity, but I was going 100% still. I was working, I was trying to do all kind of other things. And I felt like God was saying, slow down, enjoy your life, enjoy your family. You pray for your kids to be with you, and now they're with you. And you got more.
Right.
on top of that. So
Right.
you need to be there for them. So that's when I felt that way. That's when I just was like, all right, let me put this YouTube together. Let me try to get further on with this so I can spend more time with them. Be able to, because it's hard when you're working 60 hours a week,
Right.
And you only got 1 or 2 days off, and it's 1 or 2 days off when the kids aren't off.
Right.
Mainly during the week, so it's hard to spend time with them, or when you do want to spend time with them, you're tired.
Right.
So doing YouTube editing, finding what you like, and slowing down in life, it really felt better.
Cool. And it's amazing how going through something like that really does change your perspective on things too. And then Lucy, what about how did you deal with that during that time?
Well, it was a lot of night crying that
Yeah.
the kids see, because one, Steadman couldn't really talk while he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
He was running, low on his breath, and not knowing what was happening. It was hard.
Right.
It was hard. I had to put on a strong face for the family and just be there together with the family. I taught a lot of them how to cook.
That's good.
So if
Yeah.
it is, so now they cook for themselves or cook for the family when I can't cook, which is a good thing.
Right.
So I kind of try to stay positive, honest. I try to stay positive no matter what.
Right.
So it's just, some days at night you just have to let it all out, and I couldn't let it all out on him, so I just let it all out on God.
Right. Hey, so how about the kids? How did you guys feel?
I was scared.
You were scared?
I'm gonna lose my dad.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what to do. I didn't even know what happened to me.
Yes, you knew. Exactly, but you still were through the whole process with us. So he's asking, how did you
Scared.
feel
Wait,
about
when
that?
I was scared that we were gonna lose him. I didn't know until it happened.
Y'all called. I thought he went to the hospital because he was doing something.
Yeah, they really didn't know the whole extent of anything until after the fact, and I had to let them know, because just in case anything
Right.
did happen, I had to let them know, hey, your dad almost passed away on us, blah blah blah, and they were all scared, like, what? No,
Right.
I tried to put that whole burden on them, but I had to let them know just in case it happened, which I prayed every night it didn't.
Right.
Thank God it did.
So you said you got COVID twice?
Yeah.
Wow. What was it bad? As severe the second time as it was the first time, or?
No, it wasn't severe at all.
Mhm.
Aftershock was severe.
Yeah.
Because it started back up with asthma and allergies and all this stuff, and I'm like,
Right.
well, what is going on?
Yeah.
Constantly coughing, constantly aching, but it wasn't COVID. It was something else.
Okay. Cool. That's good. Yeah.
After the second time, once when we found out I had COVID for the second time, it was like nothing, just a day of aches and pain, and then I was good. And then all of a sudden the cough came on and it wouldn't go away for months, and it just like, okay, they think it's my asthma started back up, or they think it's just allergies. And
Right.
it was
So-
sure.
So how you feeling now? Are you feeling good?
Yep, I'm feeling good. I still have the cough a little bit here, a little bit there, but not too much.
Okay. So and going back, you're talking about during that time, you're teaching the kids to cook and be more self-sufficient during that time. So what kind of routines did that did that kind of start for you to help you out?
Well, like they already know, because I go. So I'm a person of many trades. So I work from home full time, but I also school online full time.
Oh wow!
And I also have my own little business on the side that I do. So they know that when I'm busy, hey, they don't even ask. They actually just go in there and just start making things for each other when they see that I'm constantly busy on a computer.
Right.
So it kind of made them realize, hey, if she hasn't moved from there, or if Dad hasn't come out of the office, that means it's a very busy day. Let us do this, and
Right.
they'll start doing it. They'll help with the three little ones. They'll start feeding them and playing around with them and doing things. So it started a good routine. I also had them learn something new.
Right.
On YouTube. So my oldest son Joel learned how to cut hair. So he's the
Oh,
one
wow.
that cuts their hair, which they're in need of right now. And he learned how to make his own sauces and stuff like that. So it's been beneficial for them and beneficial for me because they're there for each other when we can't be.
Right. Well, cool. Cool. So the older ones just started learning just to take more charge and really help out. That's good. And then you said you're going to school. What are you going to school for?
Psychology.
That's great.
I work at a mental health clinic. I've been working for mental health clinics for the past,
Okay.
I would say, 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Always had a passion for it, especially psychology for kids.
Right.
I always like to counsel kids, talk to kids, and things like that. So I decided to just roll with it. I was taking it one course here, one course there, but I felt like it's time for me to just roll with it and finish it up and
Right.
do what I do because the company I'm with right now is a great company,
Mm-hmm.
and they're looking to, venture up as always, and I'm
Right.
definitely glad I'm being part of their team and being able to do that, and they're supporting me. So
Oh, I think it's great. And then, are you thinking about like going into counseling? Like, what's the career path that you're looking at?
well, my career path would be child counseling. I call them the tweens, so 10, 11 years old and up.
Right.
That's generally what I like to handle, which not a lot of people like to do for some reason. I don't know. That's my specialty, and that's where I'm planning to go full force on.
Cool. And I think having as many kids, the 10 kids, I think that's extremely helpful, and it gives you on the site training. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
so to speak. So be able to work with them. So I think that's great. Are you looking at like opening like an office or like doing
Looking to stay with the company I'm with, looking to stay with them. Because one, they're fairly new, so they're growing, and
Right.
two, they're always in need. They can always use someone like me, so I'm planning to stay there.
Cool. And then what about your church? Do you doing any counseling for the kids at church or think about something like that?
Before COVID,
Right.
and then COVID hit, and not too many kids are able to come to the church right now because it's not completely done where the children section is supposed to be.
Right.
But once it opens back up, yes.
Cool. So is everything still closed in Pennsylvania, or what's it like right now?
It's open. It's just slowly coming back. Trying to get, everybody's backed up with work.
Yeah.
Contractors are backed up. So, my father's church, they got to redo the whole basement to open it up for kids, for the youth, and all that.
Right.
And that's taking place because they're waiting on the city, and the city's backed up.
Right.
That stuff. So.
Yeah, and I think that was like one of the biggest things that we experienced here in Texas is that the government offices were almost maybe a year and a half out to be able to get to anything since they were closed. We've been open for a while now, and things are just now pretty much getting back to normal. So I can imagine it seems like it's a long process because when they closed everything down, it just backlogged everything, So, man, hopefully they get that up and running, pretty quick, and get the the contractors and stuff you guys need for the church to get that back in running too. So is the church is it back up and like open, or is it they're just doing some construction?
The sanctuary is open.
Right.
It's just the basement. The basement they had to remodel. They just bought the church.
Oh, okay.
And when they bought it, COVID hit.
Oh, yeah. So they were trying
You
to.
know, yeah, remodel the whole basement to make sure it's safe for the kids to be down there and all that.
Right.
And but sanctuary up and running, and you know we do live on every Sunday. So
All right. Cool. So, with the, well, I was going to go back to, with everything being closed down, how did you guys handle school? I mean, was everything online for you guys?
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was annoying.
That was annoying.
Online.
It was so hard.
That's one of the questions I always, wonder from the kids, because I know, like, at least two of my kids are real social. They like being around all their friends. That's the reason they show up to school. Yeah, that's one of the motivations. So what was that like? What was that like for you guys to have to do the whole virtual learning and being away from your friends that long?
I mean, we still had like we all had like our own phones, so it was like easy for us to like contact them or whatever. I was like really social.
Do you guys feel like that you missed out by not being in person for learning?
Yes.
No, we did. I mean, we only went
Our
Monday,
school
Tuesday.
then opened up to 2 days a week.
It was only open 2 days a week. Like, was it like in school 2 days or in virtual reality? The 3 days.
It started off hybrid, and then slowly but surely they started bringing them in. So it was only 2 days out of the week, and then 3 days hybrid. So until eventually, what was it, this year?
yes.
This year, they finally, everyone went to school.
Oh, wow.
Started mask, and now it's optional.
Oh, it's optional. Yeah, that's how it started here in Texas. They for the first year back, they had the virtual courses where if you wanted to go virtual, you could, and then if you wanted to go in person. And then the other thing too is when they did finally go back to school, everybody had masks and they had these big plexiglasses up, over all the desk. And even though they were in the classroom with the teacher, they still couldn't like specifically ask a teacher a question. They would have to text the teacher their question in class. Yeah.
Like on the phone or on the computer?
Well, they had their phones, or because they were allowed to have their technology. So whatever their iPads or their phones, they couldn't. Even if the teacher's sitting right in front of you. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask her. You couldn't raise your hand and ask a question. You had to actually text her the questions, and then she would answer it through the text.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they still do that?
Do I?
Do they still do that?
No. They pretty much taken everything down. I mean, masks aren't required anymore, so they took the plexiglass down. Yesterday, my youngest daughter just went on a field trip to go see the actual big high school, get a tour of the big high school she'll be going to next year. So, you're about to go to high school?
Yeah.
You guys looking forward to it?
I have a question.
Sure.
How old are your kids?
My oldest is 22. That's my daughter. And then I have a son who is 20. And then I have a my youngest is 17.
Okay.
Yeah. So my youngest works as a preschool teacher. I'm not my youngest, my oldest. She works as a preschool teacher. And then my son just graduated. So he works at Brahms right now. It's like a Dairy Queen. And then my youngest, she's still in school. And then she helps me with the show. She like sets up all my equipment for me. And
That's awesome.
yeah, when we go to the studio. So she does all my lights and everything for me. So So she doesn't like being on camera. She's one of those people that likes to be, behind the scenes, just doing her thing behind the scenes.
Yeah, she helps me with the pictures for the thumbnails.
Oh, cool.
YouTube videos and all that.
Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to do that. I'm looking at creating an intro for the show, like an actual live intro, and then I was playing around last week with Canva, trying to figure out how to do some thumbnails. So, well, cool. So you guys are now back in school, and how many are graduating, getting ready to go to? You guys, some go to.
Our oldest brother, that is 18, is graduating this year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to go to high school, and then
He's going to
he's
middle school.
coming to middle school. With us.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So you still, you got how many do you have still in elementary?
Well, we'll have 2 in elementary next year.
Oh, 2 in elementary?
One, we have 2 right now, but then he's going to middle school, and then she's going to go into elementary with her next year. And
Wow.
then we got 1 at home.
Oh, so you only have 1 left to get.
Yeah.
So that's a process. We got 2 of our kids graduated. I'm working to get my 3rd one out. Yeah. So, getting them through the whole school thing is it's crazy. So, well, cool. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for being on the show today. Thank all you guys. And then, you guys have a great year this year, finishing out the year. Enjoy the new schools you'll be going to, middle school and high school. It's going to be a blast. So, but yeah, thank you guys for being on.
Yeah, all right. Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching the show today. And remember, you're uniquely designed with a purpose, and always keep moving forward.